Hello, my beautiful ones. Welcome back to a new Pick a Pile Timeless Love reading. Today we're going to be answering the question, what is your twin flame, soulmate, or beloved dying to tell you? What is it that they really want you to know? Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dr. V, and it is my absolute passion and purpose to be here to help you on this journey to union or reunion with that special person who is in your heart. And I know that this is definitely a journey. I know that many of you who are here are struggling in either connecting or, better understanding your person, or you are in some form of separation and struggling to figure out this connection and find a path towards that reunion. So either way, we are here for you. This is an incredible community. And if these readings resonate for you, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button and join us. So before I get into your card choices here, I have some announcements to make. So it's totally up to you if you'd like to listen to those announcements, or you can skip to your reading. I always have the timestamps in the box below. So I'm really excited to share that based on your feedback and messages and lovely emails that I get from you, what I've done is I've added some more personal readings to my readings menu, because currently what we have, if you go to livetarot.com/readings, we have a bunch of different readings for you to choose from. We have a ghosted and blocked reading. We have a twin flame energy reading. We have a twin flame connection reading, a separation reading, as well as a live reading with me and a custom reading where you get to pick whatever you would like to talk about. And in addition to that, I also have career, business, and money success readings. I've created a deck called the Divine Feminine Entrepreneur, which I often show on the channel. And I have done a few of these business and success and money readings. And I'm really, really hoping to do more as I get more time coming up this year, this new year that's coming. So I do really enjoy doing the career and business success reading. So I have that. I also have business consulting with me, which I also added because many of you have approached me about having time with me to get into how to create a new business or build and scale a current business that you already have, especially if it's a spiritual business. Because in case you don't know, a little bit about me is that I was a college professor. I have a PhD, but I was a college professor as well as I've been an entrepreneur as well for over a decade. And so I actually used to be a small business consultant, a sales funnel builder, and a high ticket sales closer. So based on all of that, I get a lot of wonderful clients coming to me saying, hey, I'd like to work with you on my business. So that's why I added business consulting with me as well. So if you go to that page, livetarot.com/readings, you'll see a section on, business and money related readings and consulting. And then you'll see a section on love. And so for that, I've also added, based on your feedback, 3 new private readings that you could have with me. And the topics are, will they come back? Your divine masculine or your divine feminine, and past life or soul contract reading, because I know many of you really are interested in those topics. So just for more information and to check out what the details are, I won't go into further detail here. Make sure you go to that page. Everything is always linked in the box below. So thank you so much for listening to that, guys. I really look forward to working with all of you in private readings, because as you know, all of these are general readings, right? Maybe not everything is going to resonate for you, your unique situation. That's why I always say, take the ones that do, take the messages that work for you in the reading and leave the rest. But if you really want specific guidance on your situation, because that is special, it is unique, it's your personal journey, that is why I recommend having a personal reading with me. So without further ado, let's get into your card choices here. So as always, you can pick card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, or you can pick all of them and choose what works for you. If you would like to have crystals to help you choose, pile number 1 is the brown crystal. Pile number 2 is the green crystal. And pile number 3 is the orange crystal. And I'm going to give you a few moments of silence here if you would like to take a deep breath, close your eyes, meditate, and see which of these piles you feel the most intuitively guided to. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our pile number 1 here. All right, my lovelies who chose pile number 1 and the brown stone, here is your reading on what is your twin flame, your soulmate or your beloved, your person, your special person. What are they dying to tell you? What is it that they truly want you to know, especially if they haven't been able to communicate their true feelings for you? Give me a moment here to take in the energies of your cards. So what I'm feeling here is that your person, first of all, they want you to know that they have really deep passion for you. Okay, there is something here. The first thing that's coming through here for me is that there is a very deep passion that your love has felt, has always felt for you, and it is continuing on for you. Because I do feel that for many of you, you are in some form of a separation right now. Either you have stepped back or they have stepped back. And I feel like for many of you, even if you're not physically like in separation, you are feeling separated at some sort of emotional or energetic level. Okay, there is some sort of either a vibrational or energetic block between the two of you, or there is a physical, like real block, as in real lack of communication or lack of movement forward that is going on, or it could be a combination of both. But the first thing that they want you to know is that one of the things that was really, this is very interesting because it's very feisty energy here. It's almost like when they first met you, when they first started connecting with you, when they first fell for you, they want you to know that initially it was extremely seductive for them. It's like there was some sort of a very deeply physical, intense passion that you brought out in them. Look at this. It's like it's like you were a temptress to them. Seduction, deceit, a broken promise. But I feel like it's not that it was deceitful or bad. I felt like what it did was that it aroused in them a certain kind of passion that they have really never let themselves feel before. Because I'm feeling that your person tends to be somebody who doesn't like to show that passionate side too much, although they very much have it. Okay, see, surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So this is the thing, like one of the lessons for them when they met you was to kind of for the first time in their life, surrender to what real passion feels like, what real passion is. And I feel like they almost have actually never even really experienced that in their life until they met you. That's why there was something about you that was extremely that seductive, tempting energy. But there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing, it's like they saw you as dangerous, but in a very exciting way, not in any kind of negative way, but you did bring out a lot of passion and physical urgency in them that they were not used to feeling before. Let's put it this way. You really ignited that in them. It's almost like who you were was very seductive to them. And look at this. I feel like there was also something in you that was extremely beautiful, handsome, right? Either from the feminine or from the masculine side, but there was something about the way you looked that was so alluring to them. Okay, there's something about your beauty, something in your eyes. I feel like there was something so seductive that it almost put them in some sort of a trance-like feeling. You know, like there was something so enchanting about you that it was entrancing towards them. They became really fixated on your eyes, your face, your physicality, your physical beauty, the physical attraction that they felt towards you. And this is definitely both ways, from the masculine to the feminine, as well as feminine back to the masculine, right? These are energies. So there was something in you that was so physically and emotionally alluring that it literally awoke desires in your person that they have not felt for a long time or have not let themselves feel for a long time. And that was definitely something that was very, very, I think, jolting for them. It kind of put them in a really, look at this. This is a very frisky reading so far. It put them in this desire to have release with you. Okay, look at this person. It's almost orgasmic. You know, I think I'm blushing here. This is a very orgasmic release that they're having. It's like there's something here that was so physically and emotionally orgasmic to them. It was like a complete release. It made them feel like a new person. It made them want a new start. It's kind of like your love, your connection. You gave them an entirely new lease on life. You had them thinking in ways that they just had not done before, had not opened themselves up to before. And so I'm feeling that something, it's like there was a lot of this powerful energy that was going through this connection. A lot of this powerful back and forth. There may have been very intimate conversations, a lot of, looking into each other's eyes, a lot of really deep heart-to-heart conversations. Because I do feel with this high priestess energy, there was something in here that was also very spiritual between the two of you. Not just physical, but there was a spiritual release. There was a physical release. There was just all kinds of expansion that was going on. But I do feel that at some point it became a little bit scary. It became very intense for them. And I think that's another thing that they're really dying to tell you, is that at some point in this connection, it became extremely heavy for them, as in they almost became too consumed by this connection, and it was getting to be out of hand for them. And I feel like something may have happened here. It could have been like one event, or it could have been like a series of small, sometimes small events that lead up to something else. But I feel like something like a series of events led up to some sort of an event that made things extremely difficult for this connection to continue to move forward. This led up to something that kind of brought you guys to a standstill, because there was so much energy going through this connection, so much energy flowing and like getting stronger and stronger. I felt like it's almost like you didn't know what was the next step. Like, where was this going to go next? I feel like that's one thing that they want to tell you, is that they just didn't know, okay, now how do I take all of this and where do I go with this? How do we make this real? Because I feel like with this Knave of Pentacles, there was something that made your love kind of drop back to the ground of reality, because I do feel that as they were kind of taken away by this passion, as they were fully and completely consumed in their longing and their desire for you, it's like there was a part of them that needed to come back to some sort of reality. It was becoming too much about like fantasy and fulfillment and desires and all of this stuff. And they wanted to make the relationship grounded in a certain way as well, right? Because of this Pentacles energy. Like it's almost like they were trying to figure out, okay, how do I take this desire? How do I take this passion, the seduction, this incredible fire that I feel, the spark that we have, but how can we make this real? How can we make this into a real relationship? Because I feel like whenever this became some sort of like a real relationship, that same passion that was bringing you together was actually making you butt heads. Isn't it interesting? Because it's almost like a contradiction. It's like the passion that you were feeling together, when it became a real relationship, you know, the day-to-day relationship part of it, it made you butt heads. It made you very passionate and opinionated about your life together. And so I feel that, again, I think that it may have caused some sort of arguments, some sort of fights, some sort of like disagreements where you're just not seeing eye to eye. And it may have caused a rift, because I feel like at some point there was some sort of a rift that happened between the two of you based on your opinions, based on them wanting to take the relationship in one direction and maybe you wanting to take the relationship in a different direction. And that is what caused rift. And that's why they want you to know with the Six of Swords is that, you know, they've tried really hard to move on. They've been trying, especially for those of you who are in some form of separation here, is that they've taken this time, as you have maybe not been in contact with each other, they've taken this time to truly ask themselves, what is it that they truly want from this relationship? Because I don't feel that their passion for you has gone down at all. Okay, they are as longing for you, probably even more passionate for you now than they were before, because I'm feeling that there's a very deep energy of them missing you. For those of you who are in separation, it's like there is a definite, it's like that longing for your beauty, that longing for, you know, looking into your eyes, seeing the beauty of who you are, of them being robbed of this is not sitting well with them at all. And so in this time that you may have not been contacting each other, have been separated, they want you to know that they have really been looking deep within their soul. That's what this High Priestess's energy is all about, and asking themselves the tough questions. You know, they have been, you know, initially it's like when they felt that, you know, there's just no way this can work out. Initially, they want you to know that they tried to put you behind them. Like with the Six of Swords, like they were trying to move on from you. Okay. They went through a short phase. They want you to know that they went through a short phase where they thought, you know what? I think it's time to just move on. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think that there's going to be forgiveness and learning here, because see, this forgive and learning card you got in the reverse. So I feel like whatever that rift was, whatever the argument that may have happened, the fight or whatever that caused some sort of a problem, they felt that maybe there wasn't going to be any forgiving there. Maybe you wouldn't forgive them. Maybe they couldn't forgive you, or vice versa. They're afraid that forgiveness would not happen in this situation. So initially they did try to put it behind them. They were trying their best to put them behind you. But I feel like what they're dying for you to know right now is that they can't. No matter how much they've tried, they are not able to put you behind them, because look at the specific messages coming from them to you. I want you to see the real me now. I've been hiding from our love for too long. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. See? So I feel like this is what your person, your twin flame soulmate, is dying for you to know, is that they feel that in whatever this problem that has come between the two of you, that has kind of sent you into your separate corners, the passion, the longing that they feel for you has not diminished at all, no matter how much they tried to move on from it, no matter how much they tried to kind of lie to themselves and say, well, you know, it's probably time to move on, but they couldn't, right? They just, and they feel like now, because they've really kind of faced themselves in the mirror here, they've really looked at what is it that they truly want. They become honest with themselves. That's another thing they're dying to tell you, is that they've really taken this time to get real and get honest with who they are. They now want you to see the real them. And that is why we're getting this beautiful energy of fresh start. See? They want to, again, and I feel like I feel like the key word for your reading right here is release, because we've gotten it so many times. Look at this. Release the past, but also that, you know, that orgasmic release, because I do feel that they very much want to be with you again physically as well. Like they miss your physical presence. They miss, you know, being with you intimately. I think they want for you to have makeup relations, like, you know, makeup and, you know, kiss and makeup and more than that, that kind of thing. And so it's this beautiful energy of, I want a fresh start. I'm dying to tell you that I was kidding myself if I thought that I could move away from you. I cannot. I abandoned you and I abandoned myself. I want to reconcile. And it's like this beautiful energy of let's make this happen. Let's do this, because I can't lie to myself anymore and I don't want to live without you anymore. Now, there's a special message here for some of you. This may resonate, not for everybody, but I also feel that for some of you, there is some sort, or you may be in some sort of a third party situation. Either you are, or they are, or you both are. So I'm also feeling that this is something that they have been trying to let go of for quite some time. They may be in some process right now of, you know, kind of moving away from that situation, and that this, whatever this struggle or the separation that has gone on between the two of you, it has brought them into even more of a clear understanding of what they truly want in their real life. And that is why we also are getting this page of Pentacles, right? Is that they are going to make a move away from this situation, finally letting go of this situation and coming towards you, because they need to make this connection with you what is real. They need to put this connection behind them. So there's a very specific message here where they are now ready. They've already taken the steps that are necessary to put this situation behind them, to put this karmic situation behind them, and to come towards you with a new beginning, a new offer for something real. Okay, so that's also really good news for those of you who are in that situation. So here is your final message from Spirit, advice from them. They are telling you to find your bliss. I am following a path I love and I'm fully aligned to my soul purpose. So wherever you are now, make sure that whatever struggles you're going through, you still always seek to find your own bliss. So if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the box below, as well as the link to all of these oracle decks that I've created, especially for all of you who are on this journey. And make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of your reading. Thank you so much for being here. You know how much it means to me. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share if it resonates for you. And I'll see you all on the next video. All right, my beauties who chose pile 2, the green stone, here is your reading for what is your twin flame, soulmate, or beloved dying to tell you. What do they want you to know that they may not be able to tell you at this time? Whoa, we have some beautiful energies coming through here. Wow. Give me a moment here to take in the energy of your cards. Oh my gosh, guys. Wow. Amazing. You have like such incredible energy coming through here. Unbelievable. All right. So I feel like many of you have been definitely struggling through some major silence right now. And I do feel that this has a lot to do with how your love has handled certain conflicts that have gone on in this connection. Okay, so what I'm feeling here is that some of you have been in separation for sure. Okay, I can see that there's a separation going on here. I feel like for some of you, it may have been even a while, as in it may even have been a few months now. Okay, where you may get a little bit of contact from them, but it's kind of random contact. It's not really consistent. And because it's been random, you yourself haven't maybe put in a lot of effort. You've been kind of, holding back as well. You've kind of come to the end of your rope here. But what's interesting here is that I feel like what Spirit is trying to say here is that whatever the separation has been, whether it's been like weeks or months, or even for some of you, years. Yeah, some of you I'm feeling, it's even been for years. There is a definite, very strong energy of that time period being really, really important. That was something that both you and your person needed in order to find out what is truly important. And I especially feel like that is the case for your person. Okay, so silence is coming through in this reading really, really strong. I feel like whatever silence you may have given them, as in if you have stepped away or given them their space, you've decided that you're just gonna like do you, right? So I feel like many of you, you've decided you're just gonna be you, you're gonna do you, you're gonna focus on your own happiness, your own sense of peace, and you've just kind of completely let go. You know, it's interesting because I'm feeling this energy that many of you have definitely released this person back to the universe, as in your own mind and in your heart. Many of you have said, you know, as much as I love you, as much as you are my divine masculine, feminine, twin flame, or soulmate, things have gotten so difficult that I have decided to release you back to the universe. As in, you know, if we're meant to be, it will come back. If we're not meant to be, I'm not going to chase this anymore. So what's so powerful here in this reading, which I'm loving, is that your energy, you beautiful one who's watching this video, you decided not to chase this anymore. Okay, you decided that you have done everything you possibly could for this connection. You've given it your all. You have no regrets. See, I'm not feeling there's any regrets here. You have no regrets. You moved on from this connection, or you put a pause, like you put the pause button on this connection because you decided that you have given everything, you have no regrets, but you are no longer going to chase this person. You are dropping the resistance. And as you dropped this resistance, the whole energy changed. See, because that's exactly how the universe works, right? The more we chase, the further away it goes. The more we chase, the longer it takes. And that is why you decided to surrender to divine timing. This is so powerful. See, sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So this is so, so lovely. You decided, you know what? I'm going to stop the chase. I'm not going to bother anymore. I'm releasing my love back to the universe. I'm going to surrender to divine timing. If they come back, if it works out, wonderful. If not, I protect myself, I honor myself, and I am moving on. And so what this is trying to tell you now, what your love is experiencing now, is that this drop in resistance, this way that you have just dropped them completely, that silence has been so powerful to them because it has completely made them see the light. Because look at this, we're getting amazing energy here. Marriage, honeymoon, and the lovers. Wow. Okay. So what I have to say here is, and oh my gosh, thinking of you. So guys, silence. Your silence was incredibly and is incredibly powerful. Okay. It's incredibly powerful when it is the person that you are still meant to be with, but you needed this time. You needed this energy to be cleared. Whatever happened between the two of you, it had created some sort of kind of vortex of negative energy, negative feelings, maybe drama, like, just a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of negativity, and kind of like bitter pills to swallow. And I feel like you both needed that silence. You needed that time for that negative energy to dissipate, right? You needed that negativity to become neutral. And then from neutrality, you need it to become back to love, which is exactly where it's going. So what your person is dying to tell you is that, boy, have you been on their mind? They have been thinking of you and thinking of you and thinking of you because look at this, King of Swords, okay? They have been obsessively thinking of you. A loving thought and serendipity. Look at this. They have been obsessively thinking of you. You've been on their mind over and over and over again. The more silent you have been, the more they have thought of you. Isn't that so ironic? Okay, so your silence has made them finally understand your value. Okay, I feel like up until now, for some reason, your love was not seeing your true value. They may have taken you for granted. They may have thought, oh, they're always going to be there for me. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. There was some sort of an attitude problem here when it came to seeing your value. And that is why you decided not to chase this anymore, as in you decided not to even bother anymore, because you said, you know what, if you don't see my value, then I don't need to be with you because I see my value. And my value is, I am priceless. So now they're dying to tell you that, oops, you are my love. You are the love of my life. I was a fool. I was an absolute fool to let you go. Look at this. I see you in the face of strangers. You are always with me. See? So it's like in the time that they've spent away from you, the time that, they've had to themselves to realize what folly they have been under, what kind of illusions and self-delusions they have been under, kind of like these false opinions, illusions. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of lack of clarity in your person. There was a lot of veils of illusion over their eyes that they just were not seeing. And I think partly also the reason for that is because they do tend to be more in their heads with this King of Swords energy. Like, they tend to be more somebody who kind of goes over things in their mind over and over again. They may even kind of be like obsessive thinkers. But sometimes what happens is when we get into these obsessive cycles of thinking, it's like we can't get ourselves out until we've lost so much. It's like we let this cycle kind of consume and control us, and we kind of hide out in our own heads, in our own headspace. And then we find that everything we ever wanted has just kind of left us, has gotten away from us. And then we scramble, right? And it almost like, I feel like the other thing that they are dying to tell you is that they are afraid that it's too late. Okay, there's a tremendous fear that they have here because they're afraid that it may be too late to come back, because this chasing energy, I feel like, has now transferred to them, as in like they have this deep desire to chase you. They're wondering like, okay, should I just chase my love down? Should I just chase this person down and tell them how I really think and feel? But they are afraid there is definitely some fear blocking them, because look at this other specific message that they have for you. Your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. So there's definitely some sort of a lag time going on here, where it's like they're trying to muster up the courage to come to you and tell you what they're truly feeling. And I feel like what they're truly feeling here is that, wow, they want you back in their life, and they want to make a solid commitment to you. They want to give you something real, because they know that they have really kind of screwed this all up. and you know what's so interesting here is that there's definitely a very deep desire within them to find their way back to the happiness, the peace, the pleasure, and the joy that you two once shared. Because again, I do feel that there was something here where they took you for granted, where they, you know, like they just weren't, they didn't understand what was right for them and what was right for you. There was something that was very delusional about them, as in it's almost like they were holding on to certain opinions, thoughts, feelings that didn't work in this relationship, right? That kept them kind of really stuck and kept a distance between the two of you. And it made things a bit cold. And again, I can think it comes from this King of Swords energy, which can be a bit on that colder side, right? So I feel like oftentimes they may have frozen you out or made you feel like they're being very cold towards you. I'm also feeling here that one of the reasons why you have dumped them, because I am feeling some sort of a dumping energy here as well. It's like there's a reason why you specifically dumped them. And I think it's because you got tired of their blow hot, blow cold energy, because I feel like this was a kind of person who, when they were hot for you, they were so hot for you. But when they were cold for you, they were like, oh my God, what is this person made out of ice? You know, like they were really cold towards you. And I feel like sometimes they were also cold, where they would become cold out of nowhere. Like it's almost like you didn't even have to do anything. It was because it was something in their head. So you know how there's some people where one day they can be really loving, really affectionate, have so much passion for you and just like love you up and all of that. And then all of a sudden the next day they start acting cold and you're like, wait a second, nothing happened. We didn't have a fight. We didn't have a disagreement. Nothing happened. Why is that? Why are they cold towards me out of nowhere? And that's because of this King of Swords energy. This is the kind of person who could go cold towards you just based on their own thoughts or memories, right? Of things that happened before that they didn't like, or maybe something you said or something you did last week that they didn't like. And now they're responding to it now, or some memory of it got triggered in them. And so now they're being mean to you as a, you know, kind of like a payback, but it happened weeks ago, right? You know, so I think that these are some of the reasons why you had kind of dumped them, or you had stepped away, or you had responded back to them with that same coldness that they showed to you. And what I'm feeling here, unfortunately, the only downside of this person's energy here, though, is that it's like they can dish it out, but they can't take it. Okay? They can dish out the coldness. They can dish out the silence. They can dish out the mean behavior. Like, you know, oh, boo-hoo, you hurt me. I'm sulking, right? This is also somebody who can sulk. I'm sulking because I didn't like what you did, you know, but it was like 3 weeks ago, and now I'm gonna act up about it, or I'm gonna act like a baby about it now. So I feel like they dish it out to you, but they can't take it. When you become silent, when you give them back that coldness, they can't take it. And that's why they're getting the, oh, I don't want to be hurt again, right? So what they're dying to tell you is that they have been thinking way, way too much of you. Okay, they're truly fixated on you because they realize how much you mean to them, how much they truly do love you when you stopped giving them your energy or your attention, right? And so now it's like they're dying to tell you that they want to come back into your graces again. They want to crawl back into your good graces again. And they want to experience pleasure, love, desire, union, reunion with you. Okay. They want to come back. They're dying to come back to you. And this time they want to offer you something real. They want to offer you something magical. They don't want to do this again, what they've been doing. And that is why they are in the Magician's energy. So this is really actually very positive, because this shows us that they're extremely motivated, extremely inspired. Your absence, your silence has made them truly realize what they want, and what they want is a real commitment. Whether they want to propose to you, whether they want to make you a solid offer that, hey, this is it, I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't want us being apart in any way anymore. I want us to work together to create something new here, and I want us to really enjoy our life. Well, this pleasure and honeymoon energy is so beautiful, and I love this for the two of you, because I feel like you've been through a lot of shit together. Like you've had a lot of negative energy coming through here. Some fights, some coldness. So I feel like they want to come back to the sun, to the light, to the warmth. They want the pleasure, the bliss, the love flowing through this feeling of honeymoon, this feeling of pleasure. They want to fix this with the Magician's energy and bring back all of that positivity, all of that good feeling, where the two of you are feeling so good with each other again, right? Like all the negative energy has been dispersed. And you guys are back to being in that warm, fuzzy, homey, lovely feeling that you guys used to have before, right? So that's what they're dying to tell you. How can we bring this back? I want to bring back this warm, fuzzy feeling. Can you forgive me? Can we move forward? Can we create something new? Isn't that so lovely? Love it. Now this is Spirit's advice for you, solar plexus chakra. I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. So Spirit wants you to know, wherever you are in this connection, whatever happens in this connection, make sure that you stand in your power, right? You know your boundaries, as in you set healthy boundaries. You don't take any shit from anybody. If they try to attack you, if they try to make you feel less, you don't take any of that, because you are standing in your personal power regardless of whatever happens in life. Isn't this lovely? Make sure you always remember that. Now, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the box below, as well as the link to all of these oracle decks that I've created, especially for all of you who are on this journey. So make sure to subscribe, like, and share if it resonates for you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I'll see you all on the next video. All right, my beauties who chose pile number 3, the orange stone. This is your reading for what your twin flame, soulmate, or beloved is dying to tell you at this time that you may not know, or they may not be able to communicate with you at this time. Right, so we have one moment here to take a look at all of your cards. So what I'm feeling here, it's this reading is really interesting, because I'm feeling a very specific message coming through, and that is a message of apology. Okay, so I feel like the first thing that your love is dying to not just tell you, but to ask you, is for your forgiveness. There's a very deeply apologetic energy coming in this reading, okay? I feel like there's a lot of self-blame. So for those of you who are in some form of separation right now, I feel like your love is dying to tell you that they are just so sorry. Like, it's like they have taken all of the fault on themselves. Like they're really right now in a state of self-blame. They're kicking themselves. They're feeling like they're the ones who totally screwed up the best thing that ever happened to them. Okay. There's a lot of, and I'm actually feeling really bad about this because I feel like there's a lot of I don't want to say self-hatred, but almost like a self-loathing going on here where they are feeling like it's almost like this feeling of like, I'm not worthy of you. I've been so bad. I take all the blame for this. I have been so shitty. I've been so this and that. It's not your fault. I don't know what I was thinking. I totally hurt you. I totally broke your heart, and all for nothing. And now I'm suffering. It's like all this like very heavy self-loathing energy. Wanting to apologize, wanting your forgiveness, going over the past in their mind over and over again. A lot of things that they did are haunting them, because look at this card right here, remembrance. Resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. So I feel like they're going through in their head over and over again the ways in which they were unfair to you, the hurtful things that they said to you, the ways in which they may have even rejected you even though they didn't want to, or ways in which they pushed you away even though they didn't want to. And so I'm really feeling like they are in this very like self-critical energy. And they're kind of wallowing in it right now. But what's interesting here is that the energy is more of them wallowing in it instead of actually coming forward and sharing that with you. So what I feel like part of what Spirit here wants you to know is that, yes, I mean, if you want to see, or you kind of want to feel like your person really regrets everything they did in this connection, the ways in which they may have hurt you, the ways in which they made you feel bad, the ways in which they've made you cry. It's like, if that's what you're looking for, yes, that is absolutely true. Okay, they are paying the price. They are really feeling it. They are going through the pain and the consequences of their actions. But what Spirit wants you to know, though, is that while they are doing that right now, it's like it still hasn't reached yet the level of taking action towards fixing it. So I feel like right now they're kind of in the middle of the energy of self-flagellation, like, oh, I should punish myself. Oh, what was I thinking? This is so bad. But it's all still more about them. And they need to get to a point where they transition from just, saying and understanding that, yes, you do need to take responsibility for your actions. You do need to feel the regret and the remorse, but then you can't just stay in that vibration. You can't just stay in that energy. You got to move on to, okay, what is the solution here? What is the action that I am now going to take towards my twin flame soulmate, my love? Because the longer I'm sitting around here just remembering the past and kicking myself for it, going on and on about my own ego and the ways in which I ruined this relationship, my love is getting further away from me, right? Like that's what they need to be thinking. And so what they're dying to tell you is that right now they're kind of wallowing in their own guilt. They do understand that a lot of what happened between the two of you had to do with their own ego. Their ego got in the way. There was a lot of pride. There was a lot of maybe, I feel like there was a lot of control issues, or issues where they needed to be right even when they weren't. They didn't want to see your point of view. They wanted their point of view to prevail. And it's like they also know that you didn't pay attention to those red flags. It's like they want you to know that they feel bad that you loved them so much that you kind of looked in the other direction, or you tried to excuse the red flags that you saw with this. See, pay attention to red flags coming up in the reverse. It's like you were so in love with them, you so wanted this connection to work out, that you also didn't pay attention to their red flags, right? Their ego issues, their issues with wanting to be right, their their issues with, whatever their resistance was, whatever ways in which they made this relationship difficult. You also look the other way because you were trying to give them a break, and they want you to know that they really appreciate that. Like, they're seeing that now. They're seeing the fact that you gave so much of yourself. You made so many sacrifices. You chose to be accommodating. You chose to be understanding, almost beyond what was even fair, right? You chose to understand far beyond what was fair to you. And so that's another reason why they're kicking themselves, right? They're kicking themselves and feeling so terrible that they took advantage of you. They took advantage of that. Because see, I feel like one of the things that is so important about this particular connection that they also really want you to know is that they realize that you were one of the few people in their life who truly accepted them exactly as they were. Because in a way, one way of looking at this not paying attention to red flags is also just saying, look, I accept you exactly as you are. It's not my job to change you, but if you cannot honor the love of this connection, then I will walk away, right? So it's kind of like this, I feel like you, beautiful one watching this video, you had a much more mature approach to this. Like, you had a much more understanding approach to this. Like, at some level you understood that you're not going to be able to change this person. You're going to have to accept them, give them acceptance as they are. But then if it doesn't work out for you, if they cannot honor your love, honor your commitment, honor your understanding of them and your acceptance of them, then you will walk away, right? And let them wallow in that grief. And that's exactly what they're doing now, because at some point I feel like you may have done that. You may have walked away, or you may have just froze them out because you feel like you gave them a lot already. Okay. And this is why, look at their specific messages are to you. Look at what they're dying to tell you. You brought out the best in me. I came alive in your presence. You were the love of my life. I didn't figure that out before. I know now that it's true. See? So it's almost like they didn't, when they were in the middle of this, they didn't see this incredible potential. Or they saw it, but they didn't take advantage of it. As in, like, they didn't honor you enough. They didn't give you the reciprocity, the equality that you needed and deserved in this connection. And that's how they ruined it, even though they know that you brought out the best in them, right? That you're the love of their life, that they're never going to meet somebody better than you. It's just not going to happen. I think they have come to realize that as well. And that's why they're still wallowing in that, self-defeating kind of behavior. And another thing that I feel like they really want you to know with this Four of Cups energy is that, they did not see the gift and the absolute magic of your love and your connection until it was too late. They were too resistant emotionally. They were almost a little bit like indecisive, right? There was an indecision kind of energy in them, in that even though they knew that this connection is so powerful, they still kind of kept it at like arm's length. They tried to keep you a little bit distant from them. They didn't let you come too close. It's like they were trying to emotionally distance themselves so they didn't have to be vulnerable in some way. And that's not a good thing, right? It actually did push you away, even though that's the last thing that they wanted. And so it's like they're dying to tell you that these are the mistakes that they made. Like, they pushed you away. They were indecisive. They were kind of emotionally unavailable towards you. I almost feel like for some of them, it was kind of like they loved the fact that you gave them so much attention. They were kind of lapping it up. Like, they loved the fact that you gave them so much acceptance and attention. it was almost like a baby with its toys kind of energy, like, you know, but then they didn't want to reciprocate for whatever reason. They weren't reciprocating. They were being very naughty, very selfish. It's all about them. It's all about how they feel, all these things. But I feel like as you may have stepped away, or as this became a connection in separation, that's when they're like, oh, no, 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 I can't have them step away. Okay. You know, I took it too far. So this is like this, I took it too far energy, right? This is the deeply apologetic. I pushed you too far. I should never have done that. I don't know what I was thinking. That's the kind of energy. And so now it's like what they're dying for you to know is that they want to come back, and they want to come back quickly. Okay. And the other thing they're dying for you to know is that they're hoping that you feel the same way. So I feel like if you have been cold to them, if you've kind of shut them out in some way, or you've stopped communicating with them, they're hoping against hope that you're just putting on like a display, like you're just kind of giving them the tough routine, but it's not really true. They're hoping that beneath that toughness that you might be showing them, that you're feeling the same way as they are, as in like you want to come back together. You want this, you want to be in the sun's energy. Like they want your love again. They want to come out from the cold. They want to be back in your good graces, in your love, in your nurturing, your acceptance, your passion, your everything again. And they're hoping that you feel the same with this mirroring. It's so interesting. They're really, really hoping that you'll want all of the things that they want, even though it's almost like weird that I think you're even surprised, right? Like if they came to you right now and deeply apologized and said all of these things to you, I think you might even be surprised. You'd be like, really? I didn't know that, right? Because this person, their behavior was so odd. It was so much the behavior of push and pull. Like, I want you, but I'm going to keep you a little bit distant. I want you so much, but I'm going to keep you a little bit distant, right? And so I feel like there's definitely an energy of confusion that is coming from you towards this person. You're almost not even sure, like, okay, what do they really want? Their behavior is so confusing. They've screwed this up so badly that I don't even know what the heck is going on anymore. That's like your energy, right? But they are hoping that they can come to you and let you know finally what is going on. Make things clear, okay? They want clarity. They want to bring this connection out of the dark and back into the light so that they can give you clarity, because they're finally getting it for themselves. But this is the thing, there may be a little bit of a lag in the time, because like I was saying before with this energy right now is very much from them like wallowing in their own guilt, wallowing in them feeling bad, and then trying to figure out and muster up the courage to come to you and come clean and just say, hey, this is what it is. I know I was so bad. I was so wrong. I was so confusing. I know I probably confused the heck out of you, but I want to bring clarity. So it may take them, a little bit of time. I'm not saying a lot of time, but they definitely need to make the transition from wallowing in their own kind of self-pity and finding fault within themselves to actually coming forward. But what I like about this 8 of Wands energy is that they do want this to shift soon, okay? They are looking for this situation to get better sooner rather than later, which is a really good sign. So the question is going to be, in this desire that they have, that you are also feeling the same way, like you are mirroring them, like even though you may be silent, you are wanting this reconciliation. You are wanting, to bring this relationship back. That is their deepest hope. Okay. That is what they're dying to know and dying to tell you, that this is their deepest hope, is to get you back and to, hopefully sooner rather than later, but that they really want. And I feel like the sun's energy is really important because they need and want to bring back that clarity. Okay, they feel like they have been very murky. They haven't been clear with you. They've only confused you more than actually brought clarity to you. So they feel like maybe if you could have a deep conversation where everything can come out, the truth can come out, and they can be really clear, then this sun's energy will kind of cleanse this relationship. It will bring everything back into the light. It will bring light back from the darkness, and that you can reconcile because you are literally the love of their life. So here is Spirit's final advice for you. Release. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. So Spirit wants you to know that, again, regardless of what is going on in this connection, make sure that you always stay high in your vibration by practicing gratitude, by practicing love, and definitely releasing all the things that aren't for your highest good. So if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the box below, as well as a link to all of these oracle decks that I've created especially for all of you who are on this journey. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share if it resonates with you, and leave me a comment as well. And thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I'll see you all on the next video.